Hi, I'm Michelle Koppel. I'm an enrolled agent specializing in the Employee Retention Tax Credit, and I have had a slew of questions on what happens if my application for the refund for the Employee Retention Tax Credit is denied. So some of this goes beyond what I can actually tell you in a video. Some people have said I've had fraud on my account and the IRS is not sending me money. Okay, I would have to see those IRS letters, and you need a tax professional probably to help you with this, or you can try calling the IRS yourself. But essentially, if somebody gets a notice from the IRS, I need to see the entire notice. I need to get a power of attorney so that I can contact the IRS, and I need to find out exactly what the problem is. So when you say that the IRS has denied something based on fraud on my account, that's not enough information for me to be able to answer that question for you. So if you are a tax professional or you if you have someone filing for you who is a tax professional, then they should be able to have the transcript delivery system, TDS, online. And you can only get that if you're an enrolled agent, a CPA, or an attorney. So if you're doing taxes, but you don't have that licensing, you will not be able to pull those transcripts. So generally, I will get a power of attorney, I will pull transcripts, or I will call the IRS and find out what the holdup is. The other thing is if you're having trouble and you're a do-it-yourself person, if you have a local IRS office, you have to make appointments to go in to see them, and sometimes just nothing else will clear up a situation but going in person to the IRS. The other thing that I've heard of is someone said, another question was, I submitted it, the IRS said, I already submitted it, so they are not sending a refund. Well, again, you really need to follow up with TDS, transcript delivery system, online, having a tax professional who can pull those and see exactly what's going on. Did they issue a refund? It will say on the transcript if they issued a refund. It will say if they've got the form. It will say if you have the original 941. So all of these things are necessary. You have to have the original 941 on file, and then the 941X is the form that you file, an amended 941, in order to get that refund. So it's possible. I can't tell without looking at the letter from the IRS or contacting the IRS. I cannot tell why a claim was denied. I can only guess on my experience of what I have seen. Another issue I've seen is if you did not pay your payroll taxes or your corporate taxes, those the refund can then be applied against outstanding taxes that you have. So we've had that happen a few times. Also, people have had change of address. We've had checks sent to a different address. If you have not filed your proper address change with the IRS, oftentimes the checks will go to the address you have on file, even though you get some information sent to maybe an address that you used on your tax return. Sometimes the checks will go back to whatever you have on file. So if you haven't filed the change of address form with the IRS, this sometimes causes trouble. A lot of times you just have to get a power of attorney from a tax professional, and they have to call the IRS to really dig into some of these issues. So it's very difficult for me to answer those specific questions on if you're having something rejected. I really need to dig into, I need to look at all the information to understand what the problem is. So again, this is Michelle Koppel trying to answer your questions on the Employee Retention Tax Credit.